Hey guys, Attorney Studios here. We're gonna be doing a breakdown of the Rise of the Skywalker. It's the episode 9 Star Wars movie. I was gonna do a reaction, but I saw it so many times before, and I literally just got home like a couple hours ago, and it's like 10 o'clock at night. So instead, we're just going to be doing a breakdown. We're going to go through every scene and we're going to see what it's all about. First, of course, let's watch the trailer.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight. Be with you. No one's ever really gone.
Alright, so let's go through this real fast. Not real fast, but alright, so we kind of start off with her kind of panting a little hard. Now, I think that this segment is more of a it's more of a training sequence, I believe. One interesting detail is that right here, this is Anakin Skywalker's or Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. From Revenge of the Sith and also New Hope, as well as Empire Strikes Back. In the Last Jedi, we saw that it broke in half when Kylo and Rey were trying to pull it. Now, as you see right here, I'm gonna see there's a better shot. Also, this outfit is very reminiscent of how the Force Awakens looks, but more of a I would say like a Jedi robes ish, or like a Jedi tunic, Jedi like outfit, but like combined with her sort of scavenger sort of thing. I would say. But let's keep on going.
We've passed on all we know.
Now, Luke's line right there, we passed on all we know. Now, of course, J.J. Abrams is, or like trailers, you're going to have like different inserted audio lines from different parts of the movie. Now, I've always kind of thought that in the last film, we might be able to see Hayden Christensen return back as Anakin Skywalker. Maybe him and Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker are going to be Force ghosts and kind of teaching or passing on more knowledge to Rey through the living Force. So that might be a possibility. Yep. Okay. So let's go back a bit. Yeah. So right here, There is a brown, like, sort of leatherish thing that's kind of holding this lightsaber intact. I think she probably put that on. When she recovered the lightsaber, somehow, some way, I don't know. Probably reattached it with this. So, and I think, is that the starfighter right there? I believe that is. But take note of the terrain that you see right here. It changes a couple times.
Live in you now.
So here comes a TIE fighter.
But this is your fight.
Every generation has a legend. I think these title cards are sort of a callback to the Phantom Menace. That's what I heard a lot. I think if you look at the Phantom Menace trailer, they kind of have similar stuff. Like, I think like a new, like, legend begins or saga begins, and this is like the saga comes to an end, the Skywalker saga. So if you look at here, so it's very mountainous and stuff. I think maybe this is Tatooine. I'm not sure. As here comes the TIE fighter. Now this is sort of the same sort of terrain, I think. Now we get a look at inside the cockpit. I'm not sure who this is. You're led to believe that this is Kylo Ren, but I don't think so. I think the terrain changed a little bit more. Let's go back here. Did the terrain change a little bit more? I mean, it could be just because it's very rocky. And then there's like this new, I don't know, this looks like a different area. Now if we try to look at the cockpit through here, you can't really see it. But this doesn't look like an official First Order TIE interceptor. Like, it might be a First Order TIE interceptor. I don't think so. I don't think this is a real battle that's going on, or First Order versus Rey. Honestly, I think that they just got a bunch of parts and kind of put together something First Order like that's going to be used for training purposes. Like, it kind of made sense to me at first, but now I think about it, like, maybe not. But we'll see. I feel like this is a training exercise, though. I don't think this doesn't feel like an actual, like, battle or that something that's going on. But yeah, definitely here is when the setting changes a lot. Like, before there was a bunch of rocky area, and as the TIE fighter got close, then we get a shot to where there's actually plants and stuff. Then not as much rocky mountains going on. But yeah, this is and it's much brighter than it was previously. Even the clouds are different. The clouds are, yeah, much different. It's much more clear and brighter today, or this time period. I think that this is her training and really showing off her abilities, which we sort of missed in The Last Jedi. She was kind of just all powerful, I guess. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. It's not that I don't like Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley's amazing at the role. I just don't like how Rey's character was written. I always like a good progression with a certain character, and really seeing them struggle in the beginning and be able to arise in the end, and when they overcome their obstacles, you know. And I really find interest in those type of stories, not when, like, you know, they're all powerful in the beginning, they kind of just, you know, go on from there. I don't know a movie off the top of my head that kind of reminds me of how, like, that sort of story goes, but yeah, let's continue on. So we don't get a really good look inside the cockpit. You can't really see it too much, but I think this is a train sequence. Now we have, like, this sort of cloudy, different sort of planet. Then we have a speeder. I think it's a airspeeder that kind of comes by, like just a land speed, not a land speeder, but like airspeeder. Yeah. We have another city. I don't know if this is sort of like Disneyland. Was it Disneyland? I think they announced like a new section for Star Wars Land. There's gonna be like a little city that's gonna be in the episode 9. I'm assuming this is what it is gonna be inspired off of. This is a really cool shot. Let's. So it's Kylo Ren. Now, a lot of I don't see Kylo Ren's scar at all. A lot of people were saying that this is Darth Amir. Now, I'm not sure if this is a flashback. Especially since here you'll see in a second. Like right here, a lot of people. Do you get to see his weapon? I don't think so. Here, let's go back real fast. Let's rewind a bit. So he has this sort of club thing, right? And he has like this sort of helmet. Now a lot of people were saying, let's go to this. Ray's flashback. Yeah, right here. Is it this part? Yeah, right here. Okay, I missed it. YouTube had a lag out. Yeah, so this part, sort of how Kylo Ren kills this guy, and he has like the roundish helmet, along with like this sort of club in his hand. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, so you can kind of see the club a little better there. And if we go back to here, it's kind of the same sort of look to him. I think this is a flashback. And it might be Darthamir or Dathomir. I don't know if it was confirmed or not. If the Knights of Ren went back to Darthamir, I can't speak words. It's so late. Darthamir. Actually, let's look up. Is it Dathomir? I think you don't say Darthamir. It's Dathomir. Sorry. If we look up images of Dathomir and how the planet sort of looks, it's very. It reminds me a lot of it, I would say. Let's try to find a good image. Can we do planet? Is that just gonna show up? I think we can do this. Yeah, so this is Dathomir, home of the Night Sisters. It reminds me a lot of this sort of environment. Now what we kind of see here is sort of like a uprising. There's red blaster bolts that are going past. They're being so like they're being shot at stormtroopers. We have some first order stormtroopers attacking a sort of area. Maybe this might be like a some uprising from if the first order took over Dathomir. I'm thinking that this planet is Dathomir. I mean, we never seen like sort of red sky environments like how we have in Dathomir. Oh my god, I've said Dathomir so many times already. But let's continue on. So we have somebody welding back Kylo Ren's helmet. There's hair in here. I doubt it's a Wookiee. I don't think it's a Wookiee. Yeah, this like it just looks like hair, and this is like the sort of a long sleeve clothes that they're wearing. But that's Kylo Ren's helmet being what is it called? Welded back together. There's another half part of it. Yeah, so this one's kind of holding everything back together. And then we have Finn is rocking a new hairstyle as well as Poe. This gives me like Indiana Jones vibes, like where they're going on an adventure and trying to find something. This looks like Rey's staff. I think this is Rey's staff. Let's look up real fast. Rey's staff. Yeah. Yeah, this is Rey's staff. Yeah, so Finn has Rey's staff, and they're kind of going on an adventure. We have a new droid. This kind of reminds me of like a mouse head, and roll around like this. I don't know what functionalities that this droid will have, but it looks pretty cool nonetheless. And then we have Chewbacca and of course Lando Calrissian. And they're coming out from somewhere and kind of fades to black. Song comes in, and yeah, this is like how the kind of ties into the Phantom Menace. Then we have another sort of desert planet. Actually, let's go back to in case we missed anything. Hopefully we didn't. This looks like the same rocky terrain as Rey was on, so maybe they might be trying to figure out find something on this sort of planet. It looks like they're trying to find something. And then nothing in the background here that I can really see. There's just a bunch of junk everywhere. And then this is Millennium Falcon. Not much detail that I can really nitpick, or not nitpick, but try to Easter eggs I could try to find. So yeah, this looks like all one like lane. I don't know if all the speeder bikes are driving on one lane. Of course, they're having a battle, and the next scene, I think Finn and Poe are fighting them. This is First Order, I believe. I think this is Finn and Poe's speeder, whatever they have. This still looks like the same planet that Rey was training on earlier in the trailer. Here, this kind of looks like the same sort of environment. Yeah, this sort of looks like the speeder bike that they were on. There's a First Order trooper on a swoop bike, and then a couple of jet troopers, First Order jet troopers coming through. This is a pretty cool shot in the trailer. They have a new blaster. They have like these new heavy blasters, so that'll be cool to see. It's not the other one. Yeah, so this is the same sort of swoop bike that they're on, or like land speeder, whatever it is. And then there's C-3PO. And then this is the part which gets me pretty excited. So my theory is with this one is it's a flashback to the Battle of Jakku. Now, if we look at Rey Rebel helmet. So in the Force Awakens, we saw that Rey like had like a rebel helmet with her. Yeah, she had like some rebel helmet with her. Is this Orbesh? Yeah, I think that probably spells out Rey. I'll have to let me check that out. Orbesh. Alright, that's an A. Okay, so what is this? It's not that. It's R. And then is that an E? A-E. And then H. Rey. So it kind of spells Rey, but not like how we spell her name. but it spells out Rey. So here, which gets me pretty excited. You see several spaceships and stuff. This is an A-wing, of course, taking damage. So if we continue on, we see like this sort of big cruiser. Now, once you look at this, you could definitely tell it's an ISD, an Imperial Star Destroyer. And the way you can tell, if you look at images here, so most of the ISDs had like this sort of bridge, but I think, was it earlier on? They kind of had. This is from Rebels. It's not like a good a real life representation. There we go. So if we go here, that's the shield ball generators, whatever they are. And this is like the solar. I think it's a solar dish. I think that's what it is, right there. So we got the one panel here. Come across here. We got this middle section right here. And this bottom like part right here, and then this is sort of the shape that it takes right here. And then if we continue on, so this A-wing blows up, and then we see this part right here. This part is definitely this sort of section right here. That part. Then we kind of cut towards, now this is okay. Before we go, you can see right here that it's turbo lasers firing out from the side, the port side or starboard, I don't even know, whatever side that cruiser is on. So my theory is that this is a flashback to the Battle of Jakku. The famous. Let's actually play that because that was actually good. I always like that trailer that Battlefront made. Battle of Jakku trailer. It's this one.
Our victory on Endor was just the beginning.
Lock his coils to attack position!
Now over the barren world of Jakku, we stand against the Galactic Empire.
We've got Imperials approaching! Stand together! Take them down!
But you get the main gist. It's the Battle of Jakku. And that's what I think this is. But the A-wing is a resistance A-wing, so I'm not sure, man. I'm just not sure. But my theory is, if this is set after Episode 6, in Return of the Jedi, the Battle of Jakku, and Rey was found with the Rebel pilot helmet. I think that possibly maybe Rey's parents were in the Battle of Jakku, and maybe the mother didn't survive or something like that. Maybe the father went away when we saw them. Maybe the mother passed away, and then like Rey was left with her helmet, something like that. I feel like Rey's connected to Jakku somehow, some way, especially with the Battle of Jakku. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have made the Battle of Jakku just something randomly that happened, you know, like when they're writing Episode 7 of The Force Awakens. Battle of Jakku would have had it tied to Rey in some way, shape, or form, rather than just being some junk planet. I mean, you could have just said like, okay, yeah, this is just a junk planet where people drop off all their crap. If it was, you know, if Rey was meant to be a nobody, and like her parents just left her on a junkie plan because they didn't want her anymore. Rey had to be connected to this battle somehow and be special in some way, shape, or form. The opposite of what Ryan Johnson was trying to do in The Last Jedi. Let's continue on. So this is sort of the medal that Princess Leia gave Luke and Han Solo in A New Hope at the very end, after their courage and bravery when destroying the Death Star. I'm not sure who's holding it. Could be Leia. I'm not exactly sure. It does look like sort of woman's hands though. Actually, we can kind of see here. Sorry, I'm tired. But it could be Leia kind of like rubbing it, like trying to like just remembering Luke and or Han, especially after Han passed away. Then we get a scene with Rey and Leia hugging. Very emotional. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher, of course. And then we get to a very epic sequence. Let's kind of raise this up a bit. We have Chewbacca here, BB-8, and then we have the new droid, and then we have C-3PO. No R2-D2. So I'm not sure where R2 is. But we have Poe. Did he have that sort of sleeve before? No, right here. No, he didn't. So he may have gotten shot in the arm, I'm thinking. Because now he has like a sort of... Yeah, and he's kind of like sort of raising his arm like it's in like he got shot somehow and he's trying to support his arm somehow, some way. And then there's Finn. Don't see anything new with him, I don't think. Let's go back to here. I don't think anything's new with him. Nah, I think he's good. So then yeah, there's Rey. Then we get the Death Star. So two things. This could be I'm betting on the second option I have, but the first option I think this is the first Death Star, and this is Yavin 4, but I doubt that. Especially with the after this scene, what happens? This is probably the second Death Star on Endor. Now Endor is not just an all-force planet. It does have it's very similar to Earth. This is the planet of Endor. Of course, there's a bunch of oceans and stuff. I doubt everything else is just forced. I'm pretty sure it's very similar to Earth. But there's a very dark presence. I think maybe like there's a very like dark, sinister Sith presence, especially with Darth Sidious, quote unquote, dying on the second Death Star. Which, I mean, if Sidious was this all powerful being, I doubt that he would be so easily die by just falling down a reactor shaft. Especially with that one scene. Of him. I know it's just like a vision, but it was in the Clone Wars TV show. Sidious and Yoda were fighting each other, and then Sidious somehow disappeared. Actually, let me look it up real fast. Okay, Sidious versus Yoda.
If you haven't seen Universal
Let's
Studios Hollywood
watch these
lately,
ads.
take another look.
So it's like this part. So see, like they're Sidious is basically in the free fall. And all of a sudden, Sidious like disappears. He just magically kind of teleports away. Now I know this is sort of like a Sith mind trick, or like a Sith trick, but I think Sidious still survived. Especially after this one.
Really gone.
No one's ever really gone. And then we have Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So, that was a lot to break down. Very excited for this movie. I'm still kind of iffy, especially after The Last Jedi. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I love all Star Wars content. I've watched all Star Wars episodes, even the anthology movies. I watched the Clone Wars TV show multiple times over. I've watched Rebels. Haven't watched too much Resistance. It's not because I don't like it. I've just been busy and I haven't really gotten the time to just sit down and watch. But yeah, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, The Force Awakens had to do with Rey, of course, the Force awakening within her. Then Rian Johnson made up the title, The Last Jedi, which Rey, well, Luke said that and I will not be the last Jedi, meaning that Rey, kind of saying the opposite what the title is meant, but then it says The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know what to take out of this. I don't know if Rey is the one that's risen as Skywalker, or maybe the rise of the Skywalkers. Maybe it's the Skywalker family, the rise of the Skywalker family. We might see Luke back. We might see, like I said before, Hayden Christian back as Anakin Skywalker. Then Rey finally being announced as the last Skywalker. And of course, JJ confirmed that this is going to be the last installment of the Skywalker saga. So we'll see. I'm very excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it. If you love, please subscribe. Always helps me. Probably won't be edited. This video probably won't be edited too much. I'm too tired to edit it. But yep. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care and goodbye.